but this is our championship prediction episode. Um, it's just mental how this started. We were just starting this as a laugh, really.
Yeah,
But
literally.
we're getting some good feedback from people, and they're just the ideas we're getting is really good. And this was an idea that was put to us by I can't remember who it was.
It was
But
Stu Earning, I think.
was Stuart? Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
the idea was championship because we did the Premier League. Well, Premier League sort of did the Premier League. I won't say who's changing in my Premier League prediction, but there's a lot changing. With this championship, we knew this one would be hard, and we haven't told each other who we've had, where we've put them. A bit like the Premier League, so we want to just see our reactions. This before we start, this is our opinions. This could, well, we're definitely both going to differ at somewhere, and we are definitely going to differ with other people's opinions. So if you've got a top 24 you want to put it in the Facebook thing, and we might even do a react video. You
Yeah,
know,
I'd like as many people that watch the podcast or listen to it just to log on to one of the platforms that we're on and just put. You haven't even got to explain why. Just put your your 24 teams finishing in the championship, your 20 teams in the Premier League. We can then store it, and then when we revisit it, we can compare everybody's notes and teams and see who does the best out of all the listeners. You never know. We might even throw in a prize for the person that gets the most correct.
yep. Let's not say that because Louis usually wins that bit. um, yeah, I was completely wrong about the boxing last night, mate.
Well, I think a lot of people were, but on a quick one with that, I think Daniel Dubois was brave, had to be brave. But one thing about Daniel Dubois, he has no defence. And when you're going against somebody like Usyk, who hits you from every angle, you have got to have a defence, and he just didn't last night.
Yeah, well, I think it was the second round with that one punch.
Yeah.
Osik right just before the end of the round. I thought Dubois not getting back into this. Or he had a
Well,
decent third round. I'll give him that, but
I think he's put on too much timber trying to muscle him out of there rather than box him out of there, which again is always an issue. It slows the reactions down, it slows the speed down. So yeah. But we will
yeah,
be doing boxing podcasts as well. So
absolutely, yeah.
we'll
I
save
mean,
that
I've
for
started
today.
to watch a lot more because my boxing knowledge, like Joe Calzaghe, that was it really.
Yeah. No, I do like the boxing. So again, we'll get. I'm hoping to get a guy on that actually boxed pro. I've just got to have
Yeah,
a couple of words with him, and hopefully,
yeah. I know
So
a guy who used to box semi pro, but he now does promotions for it for in like the Birmingham area. So I'm gonna have a word with him, see if we can get him on here one day.
well, this is the thing. I've got a couple of mates that box pro under a good stable. I am trying to get the guy that runs the gym on the show with a couple of his fighters as well. So yeah, it'd be good. Promote them, promote us. It works well.
That's it. But that's for another day. So we have the championship. This is probably, in my eyes, this is out of the four main leagues. I mean, fifth, five if you're going to call it the National League as well. This is probably the hardest league to pick because nobody ever seems to want to win it.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's a tough league. I mean, the last couple of seasons, you've had teams that finish first, second, and third, all on respectable points that in any other season, third place would have seen you win the league. But again, I think that's down to how good and how tough the league is actually getting. So, I mean, we were in there for 3 seasons, and it was a lot tougher than I gave it credit for, to be fair. So, yeah, I'd probably say it's the hardest league,
I
as
would.
in terms of trying to get out of it.
I mean, look how many Premier League teams are down there. Ex-Premier League teams. You got Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, QPR, Hull, Derby, Norwich, Charlton, Oxford, Watford, Portsmouth, Swansea, Leicester, Ipswich, West Brom, Blackburn, Birmingham, Southampton, Coventry, Middlesbrough, Sheffield. I think there's four teams in there that are not never been in the Premier League.
I think there's less than that. Wrexham,
Wrexham, Millwall,
Millwall.
Preston. Oh yeah, it's free. Wow.
Yeah, and that's tough. That's tough.
You
So
know,
yeah, 21 out of those 24 teams have played in the elite bracket of English football, which is bizarre.
And then you
It
think
was,
about it, Wrexham only came up last year, so that only leaves
yeah,
2.
again, madness.
Yeah. So, like I said, we haven't told each other our predictions. These we will give our reasons why, but if you guys put your tables or predictions down in like any of our social media platforms, don't give us a reason. You don't need to. You don't need to go, I think Middlesbrough will win the title for this reason. It's your opinion. Me and Louis only do it for banter, really. It's what we've always done, really. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do say I think Middlesbrough are going to win the championship, and I think it's for this reason, then go for it. You know, me and Louis will probably like go, oh, that's a good point actually, but
Yes. Again, this
it's
is what the show is about. It's not about just mine and Glenn's opinions. It's about all the listeners' opinions. And the more people that listen and get involved with different opinions, if you want to ask us questions or ask us to do a certain thing on a certain topic, put them in the
yeah,
comments.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna name drop, mate. I'm sorry. I know I told you last night, but where I
Go
was
for it.
working last night, I served Alan McAnally to a beer. The former Aston Villa striker, was he
Yeah.
midfielder?
Played both, didn't he?
But
Good player.
he's 5 minute chat with him. We spoke about the Villa for a bit. Was going to ask him to be on the podcast, but he was with his family. I thought I'd best not disturb you too long. But yeah, we might have some surprises along the way in this in the future with the podcasts. I mean, Louis got great connections. I work in an industry where just down the road we have a lot of conventions. So like this weekend is like an ex-footballers convention.
Nice.
So yeah, we could have some surprises. Come on here. So, Louis, just before we start, I love Louis' training top. It looks like Croatia's top from a few years back. That is his team. That is who he plays for.
Team is Inter Rednall. Just to let you all have a closer look.
Do like
So,
that shirt.
yeah, we are a Sunday League team based up in Birmingham. So yeah, not a bad bunch of lads. Started pre-season, had a couple of friendlies, unbeaten so far. So looking forward to the season.
That's it. Right. So, where do you want to start in the championship, mate? Do you want to start top or bottom?
I think we go from the bottom up.
Bottom up. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in 24th, mate, I've got Sheffield Wednesday.
Wow. Okay. That's like, do you know what? Already that has surprised me, but yeah. Okay.
I just personally, for me, Sheffield Wednesday have been thereabouts in that relegation battle for the last few years, and I don't think there's the stability they had for the last 10 years. I mean, they've had some money problems the last few years, so I think this season they could get to points deduction somewhere, and I think it will hurt them badly.
Okay. That one's shocked me already, but yeah. So in 24th, as harsh as it sounds, I've got Charlton. Came last season. I don't think they've got a team strong enough to compete in this league. Now, I could totally be wrong, but watching them last year, they were hit and miss. This isn't a league you can afford to be hit and miss in. So I've got Charlton rooted to the bottom of the table, unfortunately, this year for me.
Okay. Yeah, Charlton were one of those. I've put them a bit higher than you have, but for one of those, they would like throwing a dart at a dartboard. It could go anywhere. It's like the next one for me, 23rd, Stoke City.
Oof. Okay.
I think the last few seasons they've been on a decline, and it's like we said about Man United and Tottenham last year. There was just 3 worse teams than them in the Premier League. I just think for the last few seasons, the teams. I mean, Plymouth Argyle went down last year, and I think without Wayne Rooney being in charge for the first 14 games,
yeah,
Plymouth would have pushed Stoke into that bottom 3
potentially.
So, and I just think this season, I think whoever's come up will spend or already has the ability to survive, and I just think Stoke haven't.
Yeah, the last couple of, like you say, from going from being can't really say established Premier League outfit, but they spent a few years there, and they always finish like 10th to 15th and then they got relegated. They just don't seem to have recovered from that, which is, it's sad, but it's always difficult. But I've got in 23rd, and this is one I was umming and ahhing about, but last year they looked good at certain moments. Then they looked like they were going to kick on and push on, didn't. Then they struggled. Then towards the end of the season, they had a good run in. So, again, a bit of a hit and miss team, but I've got Derby in 23rd.
Yeah, yeah. See, 23rd all the way up to about 16th for me could have finished in 23rd. Derby,
Yeah,
Derby is
there's a
definitely in
lot
that
of teams
bunch.
there.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. They do seem to have a good end to season. They're like Coventry, aren't
Yes.
they? See, my 22nd, they're a bit like Derby. They have a bad start, they have a good middle, they have a bad end, and I think it's their middle that always keeps them up. They're a former Premier League team, but I think this season, this is going to be the season that they're not going to survive, and that's QPR.
Okay.
I think they've been teetering there and thereabouts all season. If the season the Blues went down, they were just above them, and it was
Yes.
between those two to go down. And being Villa fans, and as you are, you're like, yeah, the Blues went down, but I'd like to have seen QPR go down just
100%.
because some of their fans, not all of their fans, by the way, before, but some of their fans are like, well, we were a Premier League team. We had Harold Tarat, we had this person, we had that person. You're
Yeah.
fighting relegation in the Championship now. It's like the Villa. We could say, oh, well, we won the European Cup. We do, but we still don't. Well, we should be higher than we are in the Premier League.
Do you know, like, I'm a big believer in, like, you sort of finish in in whatever league you're in, you finish where you deserve to be. There's none of this where you sort of look and you go, oh, they deserve to finish. I'm sorry, the table doesn't lie.
No.
You play 46 games in the Championship, you play 38 in the Premier League, you end up where you should be, and that's down to you as a team, nobody else.
Yep.
But yeah, so 22nd for me. Again, this one's a gamble because they had an okay start to the season. Were up there in the top 7 for a while, and then just they seem to hit a rock, get stuck between a rock and a hard place. Liam Rosini was the manager to start with. I think he did an amazing job. They got rid of him, and everything just seemed to fall apart. And when they got rid of him, I was like, why have you got rid of him? That makes no sense to me. The guy that's come in again might need a bit of time, but I've got Hull in 22nd.
Yeah, I've got him in 21st.
See,
They'll just sneak it on the last day. It's going to be one of those situations. Yeah, I agree. Leo Rossini came in, did absolute bits. I mean, at one point they were 9th, I think, or 10th.
Yeah, they were pushing the playoffs.
Didn't they bring in? Was it John? No, that was Blackburn. They brought in Thomason, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They brought in a foreign guy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Can't think of his name, but like he took over, I think, just after Christmas or just before the New Year, and it just didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to gel.
No, I mean,
but again, when you've got someone like Liam Rosini, where you could see all the players understood his philosophy, they understood what his aim and his project was, and they all played for him.
Yeah.
And again, you've got this new guy gone in, and they're like, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do think they'll come unstuck this year, and I've got them to go down.
That's showing that one. I don't know why I've always got this like soft spot for Hull City in my heart. I think it's because they were almost out of business in like old Division 3, and then they made it all the way to the Premier League. A little bit like Luton.
Yeah.
No, they went down, and then comes straight back up. I think. I've said my 21st, and like I said, I think it'd just be because on the last day of the season. Who's yours?
I've got again. I'd agree. The last day of the season for me, I think the 4 or 5 teams that are there or thereabouts that can stay up, go down, and I've got another one of the new boys in 21st. So I've got Wrexham. Yeah,
okay. That's a good shot. Actually, I think
what they've done for the last couple of seasons, I've been really impressed with. I've watched quite a few of the games, obviously with the hype around them. You know, you do. But again, this is a tough league, and yes, they're a good team. Can they adapt quick enough from playing League One to Championships? I believe that step is a big step again. So winning their home games is going to be important for them. Same with Charlton coming up. Same with the Blues. I think if you can win majority of your games at home, it gives you a fighting chance.
Yeah, Yeah, you've got to make your home place a fortress, haven't you?
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
it's not just. I mean, people always say you need to play. Who was it? Who was it? Pep Guardiola said sexy football.
Yes.
Yeah, for me in the Championship, there's no such thing.
No.
You play dirty, you win dirty.
It just every game in that it can be scrappy.
Yeah,
And your teams that should absolutely walk the game. I mean, you think, yeah, I'm not even going to watch that game. They should hammer them. And you turn on the TV, you have a quick look, you go, oh my god, 1-1, or oh, the block, what? So
yeah,
it's a surprising league, and I think there'll be some massive upsets this season. I really do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not even home games. I mean, look when the Villa came up in the playoffs, and I think who else did it? Was it Leicester? And they had like 10 games without a defeat.
Yeah.
You've just got to get that run. Once you get that run going, once the run goes, you could probably pull it back. But once you get 2 or 3 losses in the Championship, I think it is a very brutal league.
Again, like you say, it's difficult. And you've got to put runs together in the Championship.
Yeah.
Same in the Premier League, to be fair. But
Oh
in the
yeah.
Premier League, you can win 2, lose 2, draw 1, and keep going like that, and you'll be okay. But in the Championship, you can't. It's a very unforgiving league.
See, from League Two to League One, and I don't mean this to disrespect to anybody who's one of the fans in those leagues, but it's kind of the same. Once you come out of
Yeah,
one, you can still continue playing that way. Once you go from League One to Championship, I think that league is like a preparation for the Premier League.
yeah.
You know,
It,
this is harsh. This is you play the way you did in League One, you're gonna get beaten. You play that in the Premier League, you get destroyed.
but like I say, that
Um,
whole theory of playing out from the back, I understand it. I get it. You see it done all through the leagues, but leagues 2 and 1, they play out to the back. Very rarely do they try and find the ball into midfield. It's normally out to the left back, out to the right back, or they're clipping long balls after. And you sort of
yeah,
look and you go, well, your keeper could have done that. But it works in those divisions. The Championship, it will work against certain teams. It won't work 70% of the time. So this is where that footballing brain, I mean, Burnley last year were absolutely brilliant at it.
yeah,
But I think they started it under Vinny Company,
yep,
and then Scott Parker took over and done exactly the same. And
yeah,
again, the way they play football and the way playing out from the back, if you do it correctly, like Burnley did, it allows you to be solid. So every time they lost the ball, they still have more than enough players back to defend as a unit.
and a
That's
good
why they
goalie,
conceded the least goals anyone's ever seen in the Championship.
and a good goalie in goal, James
Yes,
Trafford.
very good keeper.
Who I hope, I don't think he will, but I hope he goes to Newcastle instead of Man City.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see him go to a top club because
We'll just get
he's
on.
not going to replace Edison.
Nah.
So going to somewhere, and don't get me wrong, I like Nick Pope. I just don't think he's the greatest keeper. And when you've got someone like Trafford and Pope who are probably the same ability, obviously
10 years difference, isn't there?
Trafford younger, yeah, I think that would be a good move for him.
Yeah. See, you said Wrexham in 21st. Was it 21st? No.
Yes.
Yeah, I had him in 20th.
Okay, so again, there or
For the
thereabouts.
same reason, literally just last game of the season. Wrexham seem to, I don't know what it is. I mean, how many games last year finished 5-4? How many
Off.
games the season before that finished 5-4 where they were like 4-3 down, and they just, I know they haven't got their talisman anymore. Um, but I think with Ryan Reynolds and that in charge, I think not financial wise, but I think there's a belief.
But even though they've got rid of Paul Mullin, and don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic player, he's not championship quality. And I think a lot of the Wrexham fans are disappointed, and rightfully so they would be, but he's not going to be able to score you the goals you need in the championship. And I think that's why Wrexham have got a business plan and they've moved people on at the right times. And he's unfortunately, as good as a player as in, he served the club tremendously. He's
Yeah,
another player that had to be moved on for them to progress. So, yeah.
he'll always be a club legend for him.
Oh, 100%.
But
100%.
I agree with what you're saying. I mean, we could be saying this now, but if they'd have kept him, he'd have done a Jamie Vardy and scored like 30 goals.
Good, well done,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? We probably, sadly, we'll never know. But I think what they've bought in and who they're looking to bring in, because I had a quick look the other day, it's a lot of free transfers. It's a lot of ex-Premier League players, and it's a lot of players that are in big clubs that are good, but not good enough for that club.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm sure they were looking at Louis Barry at one point for the Villa, but I don't know if that one was ever going to go ahead. And there was what was his name? There was a Man City forward. They were looking at an English guy, but once again, I don't know if that was going to come off.
I think the problem you've got with teams that are coming from League One to the Championship is they've got to try and balance it with the squad that's got them promoted, but also bring in a bit more quality, as well as some players that have senior that have played in that league that can help. So obviously, like Villa brought in John Terry, great player, never played in the Championship in his life, but again, someone that's played at the elite level, getting a bit older. That calmness, that organisation is what you need. Sometimes where you can see the quick goal, and instead of trying to, like, as you see in League One, you can see 2 minutes later you've got your run and scored again, and then 3 minutes later you've scored again. It's 2-1 to you then in the space of 7 minutes. That's very rarely going to happen in the Championship. You've got to have time to, lads, look, yes, we've conceded. Let's take the sting out of the game. Let's calm it down. Let's just keep the ball, not give it away, and then let's build again. So a couple of experienced heads for, like I said, Charlton, Wrexham, and the Blues that have come up, I think we're doing world of wonders.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you've got to keep that team. Is it chemistry? Team chemistry that they all know each other. They know how. If I put the ball here, I know you're going to be there. If you bring Simi and I put the ball in, why the hell aren't you there? Oh, it's my first game. All right then.
And that's what training's for, isn't it? They've got to understand the patterns of play that certain players will create. Obviously, the manager will have a way of he wants to play, but sometimes, being a footballer myself, the manager wants you to do a certain thing, and it can't necessarily always happen because of how the opposition's set up. So you will make an instinctive run, but if you don't know the players that are around you and that I can make that run, I'm never going to get the ball. And again, that communication part of the game is vital. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So who's your 20th then, mate?
My 20th is a team that came up 2 seasons ago. They survived. They've done okay. I think they'll do okay again, but I just don't see them going any higher than what they are. Again, they could be dragged into this scrap at the bottom of the table. Being in the league for 2 years, I think, will serve them well in knowing that what they've got to do.
Yeah.
And that's Oxford.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, like you said, they come up. They've survived. I think they survived comfortably as well in the first season.
Yeah, they did. I think they finished 15th in the first season.
And then this season, like you said, what's around you, who the teams are. All right, apart from 3 coming up, 3 going down. But the 3 going down, they all look a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable, because they've lost some good players. And the 3 coming up, like we just had the discussion with Wrexham, they need to they need to bring players in to survive, but then that breaks the chemistry. So, like a team like Wrexham, Oxford will probably rub their hands and go, yeah.
It's that balancing act whenever you bring new players into a team that have just won and got you promoted. And, I use Ipswich as an example. They came up 2 divisions back to back. Absolutely a phenomenal achievement. And I was sad to see them go out of the Premier League, to be fair, because out of all the teams, I thought they would be the one that might break that mould. And again, unfortunately, they came in, they gave themselves a good account. But again, that difference in class and that moment of switching off instead of winning has cost them. And again, they brought in a couple of players. Obviously, they've lost Liam Delap. I think that's a massive loss for them. That is huge.
That's their big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but again, he's probably, can't say he's too good for them, but he deserves to play. I mean, in his first season, he scored 12 goals in the Premier League coming up from the Championship. Never played in there before. So,
a young kid as well.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea for me is a bit, it's a bit of a weird move, but Chelsea obviously see something like what we do. I'd have liked to have seen him gone to maybe someone from 6th to 12th to settle in, but
Newcastle,
yeah,
us, Crystal Palace. I think he would have been great at Crystal Palace.
I think he's a great talent, and I hope he'll definitely get the chances at Chelsea. People putting balls into the box, and it'll be interesting to see because I think he's a great talent. He's strong, he's physical, he's quick. So yeah.
Okay. Go on. Who you got in 19th?
My mate Harry Redknapp's old team, Portsmouth.
Well, that's low. I don't know why. I didn't expect him to be that low.
Yeah, see, I just don't know. I mean, looking at all the other teams that I've got above them, I think they're better equipped.
Okay. You don't think they could be any higher?
I'd be surprised if I seen them. Maybe I've got them in 19th, maybe 16th, but I would really be surprised if I see them any higher than that. With the teams that I'm looking at that are in that league,
Yeah.
on paper, they're all better than Portsmouth. So I think they'll be comfortable in the league. I don't
Yeah.
think they'll go down. I don't think they'll be in any scrap, but I just don't see them being any higher than that position.
That's not a bad thing to be, though. See, I got Derby in 19th.
I think that's where they finished last year, weren't it?
Yeah, and I think exactly the same reason. They haven't invested, they haven't bought in, they've got the same team, maybe lost one or two players, but I don't know. I can see him being not in a relegation battle, but I can see him not being any better than they were last year. I mean, Derby for me, and I go back to when they were in the Premier League. They're a team that can go and beat somebody 3-0 and then go to somebody like Newcastle and Villa get stonked like 6-0.
Yeah.
You know, there's no consistency with Derby, and I think that's why I've put them so low.
See, for me, the key in that division, and I suppose it's for the teams that come up, like Ipswich, and that's why I favoured Ipswich this year, because even though they were losing games, it was by the odd goal. So their goal difference wasn't getting hammered.
Yeah,
But like Southampton were getting dicked 5, 6, 7s, 8s at some weeks, and you're looking going, even if you win a game, those 3 points technically only give you one because of your goal difference. It's not going to give you the 3 points you need. It's not safe. It's not secure,
yeah,
and that was the problem. And I think that's the same in the Championship. If you're going to lose by the odd goal where the goal difference isn't getting hammered. And when
yeah,
you got them bottom 4 or 5 teams towards the end of the season, you're looking to go, we've got plus 20 goal difference. So technically, we are 2 points clear of anybody around us.
yeah. Goal
So,
difference is a big factor in, especially in the Championship, like you said. I mean,
yeah.
Plymouth last year finished on the same amount of points as 21st.
Yeah.
Minus 9 compared to them.
It's the goal. I think the goal difference is the key in that bottom part when you're trying to stay up, when them teams are competitive around each other. So trying to limit how many, it sounds mad like trying to limit, you can't limit, but I think like when you're coming up against a team and you can see that what you're doing is not working, rather than go out and concede 4, 5 or 6, conceding 1 or 2 puts you in better stead later on in the season.
Yeah. So, I mean, my 18th is a bit like that, a bit like Derby, a bit like they can get stonked one week and then score and win like 1-0 the next week, and that's Norwich City.
Wow. That's a surprise for me.
You know, because Norwich are not the team they used to be. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. They used to be thereabouts in the playoffs in the Premier League, and then just the last few seasons they seem to have dipped.
Yeah. So for comparison, in 18th, I've got Stoke.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, they've had a bit of a downfall, haven't they? Not massive, like, but instead of they just plateau. That's their position. Like anywhere from 15th to 19th is where I'd put Stoke.
Okay.
I said the same last year. They finished, I think, 17th, 18th, and I don't see them getting any better. I really don't. So I'm going to keep them there or thereabouts this year.
Okay. What about 17th, mate?
See, this one surprised me, and I've probably got them. Thinking about it now, I've probably put them lower than where they should be, but I've gone for Preston.
Okay. Yeah. So I've not got Preston in there, but I can see why you've done it. I mean, I think that season that they made it into the playoffs, I don't know. I don't want to say it's nasty, but I think that might have been a fluke.
Again, they've got the capability to play higher. They've had some good games last season, got some good wins, but again, there's no continuity, there's no consistency, and I think as we know ourselves and being in that division, like Villa did the same the first season we were in there. It was hit and miss. Second season was pretty much the same. We
Yeah.
had a good run, got into the playoffs. You've got to have consistency in that league.
Yeah.
Out of 5 games, you've got to be winning 4, 3 or 4, and drawing 1, maybe losing 1. But losing 2, winning 3, sort of puts you in that mid-table area. So yeah, I just don't see the consistency from them.
See, I've got Charlton in 17th. I think
That
I don't know why. I've just got this feeling when they come up, their beginning to the season will be fantastic, and that's what will keep them up.
it's again like a new team coming up. It's again like it could happen. You know, you'll get a team that comes up that throws everything at it, knowing the opportunity. But I just think they'll come unstuck. It's why I've got them rooted to the bottom of the table. I hope I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? But who knows?
See, for me, and Charlton downwards can finish in that bottom 3.
Yeah,
You know, that will be the relegation battle for me. Is 17th. Not maybe on the last day of the season, but maybe when you get to like your February and March is when it's like the business end of the season. And I think anybody who's 17th will be going, well, hang on, there's only 8 points between us, or 9
Yeah.
points between us. But I just think Charlton will hit the ground running. I don't know who they've got first game of the season, but I think they'll win that. They'll go on a little run of wins and draws, and then as they come to the end of the season, that's when they'll start tumbling down the league a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong, I'm never going to put Charlton in the top 6, you know, at any point this season. You know, no disrespect to them. They just come up. I think even their fans will be like, let's just survive.
Yeah, I think the problem you have with them teams coming up is they give everything at the first couple of games of the season just to not be down there.
Yeah.
And it goes one or two ways. They either get a couple of wins, sit up in the table and go, Jesus Christ, we didn't expect to be this high. Get the foot off the gas thinking, oh, we're all right. Or it goes the opposite way where they give everything, they don't win a game, and then they're chasing the pack. By chasing the pack, they put themselves under added pressure. And the results where they'll probably get a draw or they might win, they tend to falter with because they make unnecessary mistakes because of the pressure. So it's always difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 16th. Oh, I can't believe I put them this high. This was the team I was never sure about. Millwall.
Okay.
I was never. That was the team. I mean, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to Millwall fans at all, because you're hard nuts, and I don't. My leg's broken. But for me, Millwall are. I don't know how to describe them. They're not relegation battle, but they're not promotion chasers either. They're like Crystal Palace in the Premier League.
See, like, I think Millwall are underrated. I do. I don't know why I say that. Yeah, I just think like, you know, nobody talks about Millwall. Obviously, Millwall fans will. General public don't talk about Millwall, and I think like last year they went under the radar. I think they finished 8th, 9th, just outside the playoffs.
Yeah, they had a run at the end, didn't they?
Yeah, so like again, it's weird. I've got them slightly higher than you, but yeah.
See, for me, I mean, is Tom Bradshaw still at Millwall?
I have no idea.
Because for me, he's probably, when he was at Walsall, he was the most underrated striker in League One. Then he got his move to Millwall, and he was like, oh God, I don't even know to say. It's like, remember Timo Pukki at Norwich?
Yes.
He just got a goal here and there, but nobody ever really mentioned him. I think that's what Tom Bradshaw was like for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Millwall, another reason I put Millwall 16th is because, you know, the late, great ex-Villa goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in goal for him, and he was amazing for him. And I think that's when their form faltered a bit, and then they started to pick it up at the end of the season. And like you said, I think they finished 8th or 9th, but I don't know. I think this season, I don't know if it's Neil Harris still in charge of them.
I think it is, yeah.
And the thing is, when you've got an ex-player who's played for the club for many, many, many years, who knows how the club works, he's going to want to get them higher than 16th. And I actually hope I'm wrong, but it's one of those I just couldn't think where else to put them.
It's like I said again, there's options. I think they potentially could move up the table, down the table. It's one of those. So I'm just shutting the door because the heavens have opened and my kitchen's getting flooded.
You need rain. Said it this way.
Oh, no. What a weather. Yeah, literally, I've just heard it come down. It's all up behind me.
Is that what that
And
noise was?
yeah, kitchen floor's a bit wet now.
Oops.
But yeah, I don't know. Like Millwall, were like, I don't know if last season was just a good running for them or whether they can continue that. But it'd be interesting to monitor their progress.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Millwall this season because they got a great ground. Don't get me wrong. The
Yeah.
Den is a lovely place to be. I've been there when the Villa went on a League Cup outing. And their fans are so passionate.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit too passionate, but who have you got in 16th?
I've got QPR.
Oh wow, okay. You look really, really confused with that one.
It was one of them. I'm going through and I'm looking. I'm going right. Do I see them any higher than that? Potentially, maybe a place or two. Do I see them any lower than that? Again, potentially one or two. Yeah, I'll just stick them in there because I really don't know at this point with QPR.
Like you said,
They are so hit and miss. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, even towards last season, they were down the root end of the table. I'm thinking, oh, they could actually go here. This could be their season. They disappear. Put a run together, got themselves safe, and then the last 4 or 5 games of the season, it was like, okay, yeah, we're on the beach. We're all right. I'm not going to bother. Yeah. And I don't like that attitude from players. You're there. You've got fans paying money to come and watch you. You should be giving everything on that pitch. Whether you're safe or not, you should be giving everything on that pitch till the season is completely done. So, yeah, I'm a bit...
See, for me, QPR, the reason I put them so low is because QPR take the lead and then they relax and then they lose like 2-3-4-1.
Yeah.
You know, and like we said at the very beginning of this podcast, you can't do that in the Championship.
No.
You know?
It's relentless, that league. And if you sit back and rest and allow a team to attack you, you know, it's a bit like the Premier League. You get these new boys come and go, I'll tell you what, we're playing Man City. We won't try and win the game. We'll put 11 men behind the ball and they still end up losing 4-5-0. It's like if you'd have gone and attacked them, you might have lost 2-1, 3-1.
Yeah.
And I think
it would have rattled them.
Yeah, the Championship is pretty much the same. But it's less forgiving.
Sorry, mate. Carry on.
Go on. I was saying it's less forgiving.
Huh?
It's less forgiving, the Championship. So, like, you know, the strikers in there, okay, they're not world class, but they seem to register more shots on target. There's no pressure, and the better teams will exploit it. They'll be patient with the ball. So sometimes you've just got to soak up that pressure and try and defend as a unit.
Yeah, see, I got asked a question by a Man United fan, actually, ironically. And he said if Man United had gone down last season, do I think they would have come straight back up? And my honest answer was no. And he went, why? And I was like, well, you'd have gone down there thinking, we can beat Southampton, we can beat Portsmouth, we can beat Watford. And those are the games you'd lose. Or, you know, Wrexham would go up there, be 2-0 down with 18 minutes left and draw 2-2. You know, you go down there with such big headiness. Plus, I think they would have lost half of their players.
Again, that's the key, isn't it? I think the young players they've got that probably, you know, were contracted at 18, 19 years old would have had to stay. There wouldn't be no movement for them. But the senior players, I think you'd have lost a lot of them. And again, yeah, you're probably right. I don't think they would come back up, depending on if we was to say the core players that they've got was to go. No, I don't think they would come back up straight away.
See, there's because he said about the Villa, and I said there's a massive difference on when we went down. We didn't have standout players.
We'd already sold them the 3 years previous.
You'd gone Bruno Fernandes, you got Marcus Rashford, you had Højlund, you had Umnani, you had all these players you can probably name off. You go to the Villa team that got relegated. Tommy Alfwick.
Yep.
That's the only one I can think of the top of my head. And, you know, fair play to Tommy Alfwick. He stayed with us through to the Championship and got us back up, then left. Oh, James Chester. There you go. There's two. That's defense.
There was a few, weren't they? But like you said, they weren't superstars, because superstars were gone, and
Yeah.
we told them previously to going down. And again, that was half the reason I still believe why we got relegated. We were selling our best players and didn't do nothing else after that. You know, we didn't replace them with quality. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, some Villa fans went down when they went down to the Championship. Like, we'll walk this, and I think exactly that would have been Man United's attitude: is we'll walk this.
yeah, saying that, I think some of them Man U players that they've bought this year aren't no better than the Championship anyway. I mean, like Hoyland, he'd probably fit in the Championship. To be fair, I don't see him as a Premier League striker. I really don't.
No,
And 72 million for someone that scored less than 10 goals as a centre forward is horrendous.
yeah, and they've just spent 60. Is it 69 million on Mbuemo?
Yes, good player though.
Very good player, but I don't think he's worth 69 million.
To us, he's not, but to Man United who are on their arse and got nobody, I think it's worth it. But him and Matheus Cunha going in there are two fantastic players.
Yeah.
And if Man United don't build on what they've done already, they're not going to be as low as they were last year. Not with them two coming in.
No, I mean, like I said earlier, my Premier League predictions changed. You know, certain teams have gone up, certain teams have gone down. There's the definite change in the top two for me. Definite.
Okay.
You're trying to think who was in my top two now, aren't
you?
So, yeah, back to the Championship. Where was we? 14th was coming up, was it?
15th.
15th. I had Oxford United.
Okay.
Did you say you had a 5th? Yeah, you had QPR, didn't
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Oxford United. I think they'll just build on what they did last year. They're not going to maze teams. They'll get a nice little cheeky win here against somebody who's come down or somebody who's chasing promotion. But I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I feel like I say, they're in that region, aren't they? I don't see them any higher. I don't see them any lower. Mine's this one. I ummed and ahed with this quite a lot, and then I had to put them in there, thinking it's going to take time. So before I go any further, my 15th is Swansea.
Okay.
So obviously they've just had heavy investment, haven't they, from Snoop Dogg and some other guy. But that's not going to be shown this year. They're not going to get that through the door and into the transfer market before the season starts. So I tip them to have a similar season to what they did last year, where it's up and down. Like obviously, I think they'll start the season average. After January, they may then kick on because the investment will be in place. But I don't see them any higher than 15th this year.
Okay. Do you know, just the side, literally, it's not even a side rant. A side note. Without looking at the table, I was trying to pick who was in the league. When did Cardiff go?
This season just gone.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Plymouth, Cardiff.
Because I was putting Cardiff where Swansea were, sort of thing. I went, well, Cardiff aren't in it. Where are they?
Yeah, Plymouth, Cardiff, and who else went?
Reading.
Can't think of the other team, but yeah, they went this season, just gone.
Yeah, Reading.
Because Aaron Ramsey was manager there, weren't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what made me think, because I saw the Gareth Bale investment thing and thought, oh, bloody hell, here we go.
Yeah, nah.
And then I was like, well, where are they? I mean, it was Oxford, actually. I completely forgot about.
Yeah.
And I put Cardiff there, and then I was like, so I apologise to Oxford fans.
So, wait there, let's go back a minute. So, where did you put Oxford in your table? 15th? 16th?
And that would have been Cardiff.
So basically, you've just got one team out. Fair enough.
Like, I couldn't see. Wait, even if Cardiff had been there, I couldn't have seen him any higher than where Oxford were.
Yeah, again, it's this is why like this league for me is probably one of the difficultest leagues to pick where they're going to be. Like, so, but yeah,
the next team for me is he's like Millwall. I never know where to put them. Watford.
Okay. Again,
it's purely and simply good week, bad week, sack manager. Good week, bad week, sack manager.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, at one point, I think the joke was they had more managers in one season than they had wins a few years back, and it was like, that's ridiculous.
I know they went through, in the space of 10 years, I think they had something stupid like 13, 14 managers, which it isn't good for anybody. It's not good for the club. It's not good for the players. It's not good for trying to attract players to a club either. So
Tom Cleverley did really well at Watford, and then they
yeah,
sacked him.
he's gone somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Is he? Where's he gone?
West Brom? No.
No, he's gone somewhere in the Championship though. I can't think, but yeah.
So who's yours?
Mine was a weird one, and I wanted them to be slightly higher, but I had to drop them down purely because they've lost two key players, and that's Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay.
Josh Wyndham leaving them is, I think that's going to hurt them massively. He's a match winner for them. He's a very good player. So to leave, I think they not struggle, but I think they will find it difficult to play without him.
Yeah, he's like his old man, I know.
Yeah.
Knows where the goal is. But
some of the finishes he's had, instinctive, is just ridiculous.
yeah, Sheffield Wednesday being that high up, it has shocked me a little bit from you, mate. But I can see your point, and I was going to say I'd like to say I'm wrong, but I can't see him being top three. Tom Cleverley's at Plymouth.
Oh, okay. Wow. So yeah, league below then, yeah.
Thought I'd have a quick mooch. Where are we? So
we're now up to 13th.
Yeah. So if we do up till 12th on this one, and then do the top 12 in the next part.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll just run the clock down.
So 13th, I've got Portsmouth.
Wow, that's again. See, I'm saying wow. It's that midsection where anybody can finish anywhere, but yeah.
For me, Portsmouth will go under the radar. Like, you know, the people will be like, oh, Portsmouth are in 17th, and then they'll look at the table and go, oh, actually, wow, they're in 12th, or they're in 13th. They've had a bit of investment. Don't get me wrong, but I can't see them doing anything. I think they'll be in the playoff chase up until the final month.
Oh, okay.
And then weary legs will start kicking in because I don't think their squad's as big as the rest around them.
Yeah, interesting. Yes. So my 13th, I've got Millwall.
Okay.
Obviously, I know they had a good season last year, finished quite high. Again, their home form last year was really good for them, done them well. Yeah. I just don't think they'll have the same season, purely for the fact of trying to replicate one season to another is always difficult. Few new teams coming up that, you know, will study them, play against them. They'll get results. They'll cause shocks. I mean, I think they won quite a lot of games last year, like 1-0, where they took the lead and defended solidly. And that's one good thing about Millwall. But I think it's going to be hard week in, week out, defending, taking the lead, defending, trying to see a game out. So, yeah, I've got them sort of mid-table-ish, 13th.
Okay. You know, it's a good shout, actually. I mean, what? We're three places apart.
Yeah.
You said they could be up or down. It's this midsection. I really hate this. It's like the Premier League, isn't
it? the midsection's the word.
For me, this is the position where the playoffs start to kick in.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Investment at Swansea. I've got Swansea at 12, and I think they'll miss out on the playoffs by a few points. I mean, I know you said that the investment won't kick in this season, but when January kicks in, they might be able to get some loan players in, maybe get some pre-contracts to go in. And
oh yeah, no, I get that, but can they put themselves in a position where they can still achieve the playoffs by January when they can bring these players in? Because if they can't, it's useless. Yeah. But I get it, yeah.
Yeah, so Swansea are always my little surprise team for me. I don't know why. I always think they're going to do. I always don't think they're going to do as well as they do.
Yeah.
And I think this season they'll be the one where they go, oh, we're in the playoff chase, and it gets like 4 games to go, and they'll be like, actually, no, we're not no more.
Bottle it, yeah. But see, I got Watford in 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, again, it was one of those where inconsistencies. You
Mm.
know, 1 week they're good, 3 weeks they're bad, 2 weeks they're good. They've got an okay squad, and obviously Cleverley was there, weren't he? What
Yeah.
he'd done, put a lot in.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if they can be any higher. If they can be, they could be lower, they could be higher, but I don't see them challenging to get into the playoffs. I really don't.
No, I mean, if Tom Cleverley had stayed, yes, I would
Yeah,
have put them higher. I would have put them in that playoff chase, but I don't. Was he sacked? Did he? What? I mean, knowing Watford, he probably was sacked.
I don't know if it was just a short term deal for him because they got rid of the manager just after, I think, just after January, just going into Feb. And then obviously Clevs took over, didn't he? And sent them out to the end of the season. But I don't
Well,
know.
there's that stupid stat of that. Was it 3 seasons ago? They had 8 managers and 6 wins.
Yeah,
Now you have more managers than wins. That's
it's
no,
ridiculous, isn't it?
and that's why
But like,
you've only got 6 wins.
for me, you can't, you know, oh, you lost, yeah, we'll sack you. Oh, you've lost as well, we'll say. You've got to give a manager for me, and it sounds, some people, some of the people that listen to this might not agree with it, but like, for me, you've got to sort of look at giving a manager a minimum of 10 games because first of all, you step into the squad, you step in, you see the players, you know what players you've got. You won't necessarily know how they all play. You'll see little snippets, you'll see clips, but working with them day to day, I think 10 weeks for me, minimum as a manager before you can even think about being sacked is ridiculous. Like, you know, you've got to get your methods, your philosophy
Yeah,
across to the players, and that takes time. Not
yeah,
every player's just going to go, oh, that's what you want. Yeah, I'll do that. I can do that straight away. You'll get some that will, some can't. So you've got to give them time to bed in and understand what you're asking from them. So for me, it's a 10 week spell, which is, it can kill you because 10 weeks is 2.5 months, isn't it? So, you know, it's technically a third of the season. So,
see, for me, once you get, say, like you come in 6 weeks before the transfer window, give them that, get them into the transfer window, then give them like maybe 6 weeks after that. You've bought your players in. This is who you've bought in. This is why you've bought them in. If they're not clicking for you, then it's obviously you. But still never get this philosophy of it's always the manager's fault when the team loses.
it's one thing I've never understood because obviously the manager's paid 9 times out of 10 the least out of everyone there.
Mm.
And the manager's the first one out the door. It's never right, we're
Yeah,
going to get rid of the player. It's always the manager. And you sort of look and you go, well, hang on a minute. These players, you can clearly see, don't want to play for him, yet they're contracted to play for the club.
yeah,
So when they then decide to get rid of the manager, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, got rid of him. That's great. But like, what have you benefited from that for another manager to come in and you not perform for him as well because you don't like what he's asking you to do? I
yes,
find that, again, like, I've never played at that kind of level, but I'd find that like disrespectful. You've got fans paying money. You should be giving everything. If you've got a manager that comes in and says, "Like, I know you play here, but I know you dribble the ball, but this is what I want you to do at times." I'm not saying you can't dribble. You should be going, "Okay, yeah, no problem. That's what he's asking me to do. That's what I do." But uh, football's a weird game.
yeah. Because my mum's always said it. Why is it always the manager gets gets the flack? But then you also it baffles me the fact that we said it a few weeks back. Steven Gerrard had the same team as Unai Emery.
Yeah.
One was getting relegated. One got us European within 4 months. Where's the difference? Was it the manager in that situation?
In that situation, I believe it is because as good as Gerard was as a player, as a manager, I don't think he's that great. The tactical knowledge and the awareness from Emery to Gerard is massive. It's worlds apart, and I think that was the difference.
Yeah. Right. So that was our top 12. Well, bottom 12. Sorry, top 12. Said that, and Sheffield Wednesday fans were like, "Yay, we're gonna win the league." So yeah, that was our bottom 12. We're gonna do part two, top 12.
Yep, we are indeed.
Um,
This one's going to be
I'm sorry,
interesting.
just literally like not even thinking about it. Neither of us have put the Blues anywhere yet.
Nope.
Neither of us
And there's
have
probably a
thought.
lot of people sitting out there going, "Hang on a minute, these are Villa fans. What's going on?"
We are Villa fans, but we're also football fans.
Yeah. There's
And
no bias in any of this. This is our genuine, honest opinions. It's not to put any team down or to boost the team up to be better than what they are. These are just literally what we believe.
yeah, I mean, we've already disagreed on Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes, there's a few.
A few of them have been really close, like a few positions, but that's that middle part of the table.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. Something to have a laugh and a chat about and embarrass ourselves when we get something totally wrong. And, you know, you get some random team that we've got in relegation achieving playoffs. And this is what football's about.
Sheffield Wednesday's gonna be mine, isn't it, mate? They're gonna be like they're gonna be 8 for the end of the season. Oh wow, I got that wrong. Right,
Well,
so we
yeah,
will see you in part 2.
we certainly will.
I'm sure there's definitely some more shocks. I know there's a few that I'm thinking that Louis hasn't mentioned yet that I already have.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Right. So we will see you in part 2, guys.
Right then, guys. See you shortly.
Ciao.
See you later.